Hey everyone. So today's not going to be an ordinary video. I will be going over the third anniversary for Tagatame. So first thing I wanted to point out, because I was super excited about it, is we got a selector ticket that had some limited Nensos in it, and one of those Nensos had the Mayfawn Nenso. So lucky me, my Mayfawn finally has her outfit, her Nenso, and her VCR. That's just a little bit of me bragging. So I am going to be going over a couple system changes, as well as some of the events that are going on. And as you can see here, we've got this nice celebratory background with its own unique music. And let's start by taking a look at the banners, because I'm sure some people are curious about what kind of banners Japan might get on an anniversary. And the answer to that is not very good ones. So this first thing here you see is a gem banner, and it is quite literally you pay gems and you can possibly get more gems back. That's the reason why my gems are so high right now. I actually got lucky on the 17k step and got close enough to the 27k step to give it another go. Unfortunately, I got the minimum amount from that step, so I maxed out at 30,000 gems. It's still nice. It's really benefits you the more you whale. Like, it legitimately, the more gems you have, the more likely you are to score big in this banner. But, I mean, it's free gems, so I guess you can't really knock it too hard, right? So, for the other banners, we have something called a 365 banner in Japan. And what it is it's a 7-step banner where the first step is 365 gems, and every step after that is 2.5k gems. Now, the thing about the 365 banners is normally they have a minimum 4-star pull. So, in other words, you will get nothing lower than a 4-star Nenso or unit on a 365 pull. Unfortunately, red rates are still the same, so normally what ends up happening is you just walk away with a bunch of yellows, which I guess is better than a bunch of blues, but once again, it's basically on how lucky you are. If you get to the very end, what ends up happening is you get a random units shards. If it is a unit banner, such as this one, you'll get 365 shards of a unit. And in the case of the Nenso 365, because I'm not even sure if we've had one of these yet, but it looks like you get a 5-star of some sort, a 5-star Nenso. I'm not exactly sure where the pull is from. So, recently in Japan, we've been getting a bunch of limited Nensos on 9 steps. So, in other words, it's a 2.5k step 1 with a selector at step 9. This is a very expensive banner, and right now a lot of people on the Japanese side of things are less than happy that we've had so many of these in a row, especially considering they're limited. And they also have some really nice skins. It's unfortunate, but despite my high gem amount, I'm not going to be pulling on this banner, even though I can afford to. I'd much rather save for the collab that's coming up tomorrow, and I will be doing a separate video once more of the collab is out, but I figured I'd just go over the anniversary changes and such in a different video. This is the Heroine banner, and this is a 1500 paid banner. And if I could just look up the rates here real quick. You can't see it, but this is a 1500 paid gems, and you get 10 5-star units. And it looks like you can re-roll it 3 times. So think of it this way. You pay 1500 gems, and you roll, and you get 10 5-stars, right? Well, let's just say it's just packed with Feng Lees and, I don't know, Elizabeths. Well, you can actually re-roll this banner up to 3 times. So technically it's 2 rolls after the first, but it basically you get 3 shots to try to get the units you want. But once you pass on a roll and re-roll, your previous roll is gone, so you do need to be careful about that. These are actually relatively good banners. This is not a bad banner, especially because it seems to have limited units on it, and I'm not sure if it's exactly female only, but it might be female only. The reason they're doing this is because if you see the girl with purple hair in the middle, that's Rakina. and she's a major cash grab unit that they put out recently during the FMA collab. She's very good, and apparently her and the new Kaigan Soul are absolutely ripping Arena to shreds with a fellow cast of like Brigitte and other high-end dark units, but it's unfortunate that Arena right now is filled with a bunch of hyper limiteds, but it is what it is. And looks like our standard 500 banner right here. It's actually been a long time since we've gotten one of these, and I already checked the rates. It's just 1% for the featured units, 10% rate on the reds. It's your standard 500 banner. And these are single unit banners, and these are really expensive for some reason. Last I checked, they were 1.5k, and before that, they were 500 gems, so I don't know what's going on there, but I know I won't be rolling on it. And our standard gear banner, where step 3, I believe it is, will give you a 5-star version of a featured piece of gear. Our rare summons are the same as always, just with different featured units. And I don't really have much else to say. So, let's get into something fun. So, it wasn't just the Mayfawn Nensu that I got today. We also got a bunch of... They're not mech ratties exactly, but they're kind of like mech ratties. And if I could just find a Nenso like this. And these are really cool, so I figured I'd show some of them off. So these are not actual Nensos, but rather they're like, this is actual like art done by real people that they kind of put into the game. And there's a bunch of these for a bunch of different units, so I figured I'd just show a couple of these off, especially because I can get them in relatively high definition. And here's one of the new main character you'll be getting very soon in Global, Tina. And one of the Vita units. Yeah, and there will be a bunch of spoilers in this video, just so you know, so you've been warned. And here is a picture of Ankh and Lyle. And here's another one of Sharon, and I'm sure you noticed that my PFP is Sharon. I absolutely adore this unit. I'll make a video on her eventually. Yeah, and these are so nice, I'll probably never use them just so I have them on hand. Here's Blanchette. And unfortunately, I did not get all of them. There's actually more art than this, and I'm going to try to put together a video with all of the art that I can find. But unfortunately, there's only so many I can get in as high definition as I'm getting it right now. There's one of Kuon. And a lot of the text you're seeing is just like happy 3rd anniversary. Like it's 3... And the second kanji there is year. And I believe the kanji right after the 3 is a counter of sorts for years. If I remember correctly. It's been a while since I studied Japanese. It's kind of nice because here's like a picture of, I believe that's Amos. So it's kind of nice to see some of like the 3-star and the 2-star units among some of these. And unfortunately, that's all the ones I got. I got a couple dupes, so I didn't have all the art. This is probably my favorite. The character behind Sharon there is Belta. And she is actually a hyper-limited unit like Brigitte is. And I'll just go ahead quick and show off the Mayfawn Nenso art. Just because I'm so happy I got this. And I also find the art adorable. And this Nenso will actually come with a personalized weapon for her. And it'll have great stats for all units. And I'll probably remake my Mayfawn video eventually with this. So hopefully you can look forward to that. Unfortunately, I didn't get anything good from my draws today. Alright, so next order of business, and this is going to be a major spoiler. We got a new Karma Circle unit. So the original Karma Circle unit was Little Ouroboros, as I'm sure a lot of you know by now. And mine isn't maxed out because I never bothered finishing the whole thing. But I do use her sometimes for her jump when clearing out material maps. Because she has a map-wide jump that'll hit all the enemy units on the map, and you can actually set her up with status, so you can hit things with status on the other side of the map, like Death Sentence. It's kind of funny sometimes. So we got a new unit, and once again, this is your last chance. Major spoilers. So this is Waginao, and I'm sure a lot of you know him from the SSM, and this is what he looked like before he was in the Black Hood. And he is a unit from Karma Circle now, and I just recently cleared out the Karma Circle, and it is absolutely brutal. It is a very difficult map. Waginao has up to almost 100,000 HP, and can hit you for like 2 to 4k in large AoEs. It's ridiculous. And he isn't the only one on the map that can do that. And Waginao is the final part of Phase 4 of the fight. You have to get through 3 phases before you even get to fight him. Fortunately, and I will be showing you the Karma Circle today, I will show you what that is all about. So, I guess I'll just hop right into the Karma Circle. I didn't really plan this video much. This is just going to be a hodgepodge of information, just to get something out there. So that way, everyone can kind of see what's going on here. So, in Karma Circle, you get access to 3 teams. And in this case, I used a mixed water team, a mixed fire team, and I actually, on this clear, did not get to the dark team, but this was the backup. And you get access to a mercenary on each of them. And when one team dies, the next team comes in. And that'll go, and once Team 3 is dead, you're done. There is no gem rezzing in here. It's you kill it within 3 teams or you're done. And here are the requirements. And this is why you should start raising all of your main characters. And I mean all of them. They should all be maxed out, and you should not ignore them like I did. You have to be able to last hit Waginao with Logi, Dios, and Kamui to get his shards. And this is very difficult, because the main characters do not hit very hard. They're relatively squishy compared to other units. So you really have to plan your fight accordingly. One strategy is to have a team die off, so that way a fresh team comes in and you can protect the main character like that. Fortunately, these are the only 3 last hit requirements. And once you clear the normal one, which it took me 2 tries and a long time to clear this, you get the hard version of it. Which I haven't tried the hard version of either of them yet, and I'm sure it's toxic. In this case, to get his shards, you'll need a mono fire team, a mono water team, and a mono dark team. And then to get his gear, you will need a mono wind team, a mono thunder team, and a mono light team. And the rainbow shards are a female only run. So for Little Roboros, it's going to be a similar thing. Here is Logi, Dios, and Edgar as last hits. And then for the normal one, there's Tina and Lisbeth. And Lisbeth is really hard because she does, like, no damage. I actually ended up whacking her with her staff for like 150 damage to finish her off. So that is Karma Circle, and I imagine you're going to be getting Karma Circle like not too far into the future. I don't understand why they would hold it off much longer, because Little Ouroboros is kind of part of the whole Kaigan and Nenso thing. So I would not be surprised if you get this within the next 2 to 3 months. I really wouldn't. So let's move on to the new gates. So unfortunately, I don't have any units who are 555 to show you the gates with. And that's because, much to the unfortunate... it was rather unfortunate to hear, but Gates 4 and Gates 5 require 555 in the first 3 gates in order to unlock Gate 4. So this is going to kind of throw the future into question here, and exactly how we should approach Kaigan. So I am not going to change any of the frag values that I have decided on for units and what they are optimal. I think you should still follow those. But you definitely want to plan for the future, especially if you're ahead and you're starting to get close to maxing out all the units that you want to have maxed out, and thinking about farming ahead so that way you have the 3 gates ready to max when gates 4 and 5 come around in global. However, I imagine gates 4 and 5 are going to be about a year away in global after Kaigan hits, because it's just a lot of resources, and you still have a lot of events and stuff to go through, and I don't think they're going to necessarily go through them like hyperspeed like they did the first year in global. The material requirements are also a little different. There has been a new material that was introduced, and if I could find it here we go. So these are some kind of elemental orb, and these are a new material, kind of similar to the goddesses and stuff. And you will need these to get through gates 4 and 5 is my understanding. I haven't actually seen it myself, and the database hasn't updated yet, so I couldn't tell you any numbers, but apparently this is some kind of material that's going to be used for gates 4 and 5. You're not going to need to worry about this because Global is not going to have this for about a year, but just something to keep in mind. There's also a new set of statues, the pig and horse, I believe it is? No, wait. Gate 5 is rat. That might be a dragon. I don't know. I can't keep track of my sons. So there's that. That's the changes to gates 4 and 5, and a lot of people are not very happy about it. But unfortunately, since it's already dropped, we're stuck with it. So we're gonna have to wait and see if Gumi increases the resources that they're willing to give us to see if that'll make a dent in it. Because in all honesty, the way I see Global entering Kaigan is kind of the way I see Japan entering Gates 4 and 5 right now. It'll be fine if they give you the resources and if they give us the resources. Global is, like, hurtling towards Kaigan at an alarming pace, but recently Gumi and Global have been giving out, like, double hard quests. They've also been giving out that daily use a mercenary and get 8 shards for a unit. If they keep that up, I think Global can seamlessly go into Kaigan without too much worry. And that's because it's really just a numbers game, and it's how much time and how much AP you have. Your AP will almost certainly be reworked in the major update that's most likely coming in March or April. And with that, you'll be able to farm more hard quests, and farm more hard quests you should do. I farm about 20 or more a day in Japan in order to keep up, because I'm kind of catching up because I'm kind of late in the game when I started. But if you get enough resources, it will be fine. So if you feel like the resource values that I show you sometimes are like astronomical, just remember that we get way more resources than you do. Like, I used up, like, I was down to like 320 mil like a day or two ago or something, and I'm already up almost 100 mil. So let's go ahead and take a look at the event shops, because this is where the real value came in. So the Meifon Nenso was a selector for 333 paid gems, and there was a 33 gem selector for a weapon selector, and 3 paid gems for a couple of 3 paid gems for 3 shard selectors, elemental shard selectors. And these are, the one up here is for limited units. That's the LE shard selector. 33 for 3 sins is pretty good. 333 for 33 mech ratties, that's pretty good. I might get this later. This is the new sin material here, and it's going to go on top of the old one, it looks like. So that's another thing that's kind of, we're not so sure about. And in the back here, there's just some basic stuff here, like apples and skip tickets and whatever those jars are that you use to upgrade your equipment. And here is the daily shop, and not everything in here is daily, but most of it is. So you can get up to 9 rainbows a day for 3 paid gems, and you can get up to, I'm not sure if you could buy that. Yeah, you could buy it instead of free. You can get 30 gold shards, or gold frags, for your weapons for 3 gems. Everything in here is 1 paid gem, and you could get it up to 3 times. So this was pretty cool. I actually have like 250 gold swords, so I'm not going to bother with that. But this is definitely really cool. And this is actually 10 frag 3 to 4 star selectors, and this is 30 frag 1 to 2 star selectors, which I got because I kind of want to raise a couple of those. So yeah, that was pretty cool. And for the earlier material, right now the only thing I've seen on how to get it is through EX coins. And they're 1,000 for 5 of them. And to put in perspective of just how astronomically expensive that is, a sin costs 2,000. So 10 of those cost the same as a sin. That's really expensive. And I also heard that draft coins work for them too, but I didn't actually check it. And yeah, it looks like they do. And wow, they're even more expensive in here. They're the same price as a sin in here. So, not too sure on that one. It's kind of unfortunate that they're so expensive, but what we think is that Gumi really wants us to decide exactly what units we want to Kaigan or not, but it's really hard to say at this point because it's brand new, and like we're not even 24 hours in yet. So for the event maps that they've given to us today, we have this map, which today it gave a bunch of gold and rainbow ingots. And the item that'll come from here will change each day. And when you clear this map, you will clear a milestone that'll give you 100 gems and some other goodies. And this is a all vision clear map. Basically, if you clear it, you get 1% on a Nenso of any region. However, it has been changed so that way the number of limit breaks you get affect the percent you get. So if you have a 5 limit break Nenso, like so it's max limit break, it'll actually get 6%. And I don't know if that's going to be permanent, but it would definitely be cool if it is, because normally in order to get 6% off of a single run in here, you'd have to run the Nenso on 6 units. So you'd need to have a total of 6 dupes, and then you'd have to fuse them all. So this is definitely a better solution, and I really hope it's permanent, and I will let you know if it's not, probably. And those are actually the only 2 event maps. The collab is coming tomorrow, so they might not have given out too many of those because there might be some good stuff coming in the collab. I don't know. But yeah, so as far as what I think of the anniversary as a whole, I definitely enjoyed getting up to 30k gems, so I basically profited about 15,000 gems today. That was definitely cool, but my story is not the normal one, and last time I got screwed on this gem gacha, and most of the other people in the Discord got screwed on this gacha. So it's not really screwed. I mean, it is free, but they just didn't get anything good, and last time I didn't get anything good. So the actual banners themselves have been a bit of a letdown. The event itself has been a bit of a letdown. But if you were interested in joining Japan, now might not be a bad time to do it. If you started now, you can get a ton of gems, and then you can try to use the free gem gacha to get even more gems. And if you're willing to put down enough money for a pact, you could a pact at maybe the lowest thing. You could get a Nenso selector or something or whatever from the paid gem shop. And a lot of the paid gem shop is just a really good deal right now. So if you ever wanted to try out Japan, it's not a bad idea to try it out, to be honest. Yeah, I sound like a broken record because I don't script any of my videos and I'm not really focused on any individual thing. So if you are interested, you can join the WADA section of the global Discord, and people, including myself, will be able to help you out. But I really don't have much else to say right now. Another goodie I got today, and I'm just going to go ahead and point it out because Global I don't think has anything like this yet. This was a seasonal piece of gear for Christmas, and it was in the weapon select ticket, and it's a really good piece of gear. Its weapon ability gives you 25 beast damage and 5 single target damage, and the gear itself is 35 attack, 10 evade, and 15 jewel gain. So I actually put this on my Bashini over the Teddy, because it has the same amount of jewel gain and actually increases his attack a little bit and gives him a little bit of extra evade. All stats that he loves, and he gets extra single target damage, which is super nice. But this was a Christmas-only piece of gear that you had to 5-step to guarantee, and it was in the anniversary select ticket. But these really big banners are only going to be around for a couple days, which is why I mentioned joining the Japan at all. So those are the major changes I could think of right now. If you have any other questions about things you might have heard that I might have missed, let me know, and I will try to answer them. We are still trying to figure out some of it ourselves, but it's, so far I haven't had that bad of a time. It's definitely been a bit of a rocky road this anniversary, but hopefully it'll turn around with the collab or maybe something else that'll come around in the near future. Valentine's Day is not that far away either, so they'll probably try to milk us for a Valentine's Netso, right? Guys, thanks for watching, and I will be releasing a real video tomorrow